today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Second and 2.
Got a man. It's De'Ami Brown complete.
With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Back to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That one is slant to McLaurin.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. He'll drop to throw.
He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
one of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is indeed good. And it's 3-0 Washington. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Prescott to throw it. Able to hit his target, Lamb. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
It's a nice completion and a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Agnew now to return. Oh, look at the juke. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A throw over the middle, taken in. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know They want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sacked for a loss of 4.
He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
2nd and 14. This to McLaurin out on the left side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3, this is where the ball goes anymore.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll look to throw here. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll look to throw again. Forced out to his left, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year and 3rd overall. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Point after here coming up. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A 10-play drive that time, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again to Elliott. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Nothing the score after one on EA Sports. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play here for Dallas.
That last throw, Charles, is going to move him past 32,942 yards passing for his career, and that surpasses the total of the Hall of Famer and a colleague of both of ours, Troy Aikman.
Yeah, played from 1989 to 2000, and Troy Aikman, he was about winning, because remember, he had Michael Irvin to throw it to. We had Emmitt Smith to hand it to. Just imagine if he was throwing it the way they throw it around nowadays. His numbers, boy, would they be sky high.
Prescott looks to throw on first.
A dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Prescott now. This will be caught at about the 6. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
Nagar's kick is good.
And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Second and 4. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Prescott. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Chase Young.
He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone. And that's a defensive touchdown. Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 10th carry now for Elliott.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB.
And he'll go underneath here to Elliott.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd and 6. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! That's caught. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Cowboys have cut it to within a score. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
An extra point by Nagar is up and good.
And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
Jamal Agnew now to return it.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing a 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. Got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing. Change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. On second down, it's Gibson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, right back to Gibson.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Micah Parsons.
The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back to throw again.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 13-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
7 yards, the pickup there.
That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3.
He'll look to throw.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. De'Ami Brown as the first half is winding down. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is up to 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
So we've reached halftime here at our nation's capital with a Washington football team on top.
As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here is Washington now to take over. They fell last week to Cleveland, but they're on top here as they start this drive 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And here's a give to Gibson.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll look to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 18.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Got a man. It's Brown.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That was a heck of an effort to stop him just short of the marker, but now they're going to need another big play on 4th down on defense, I believe, because offensively, they went from 3rd and long to now it's a go situation here on 4th and inches.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They go to Elliott again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Here's Prescott.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Washington ready to try again on offense.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington.
Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Back to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check, and they're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And Washington going to add on to their lead.
So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Dallas offense back out onto the field.
They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Prescott's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in the team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Washington on 3rd down.
3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3.
They'll run. It's Gibson.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
51 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
A carry for Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Washington on 3rd down.
They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. And he finds McLaurin, and he's going to get this inside the 30.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
On 1st down, Gibson. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Prescott.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Montez Sweat in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw here. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Washington on third down.
They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
72 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their...
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. De'Ami Brown.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
Well, they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Prescott.
That is caught by Lamb. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Six yards left on 2nd down.
Prescott to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Runs through the contact. And there he goes again. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
36.
Throwing, Prescott. Finding room to the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's got it. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They'll come out in the pistol. Prescott yet again. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Nagar now for the point after.
And the lead drops from 34 to 27. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
To return, here's Agnew.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
2nd and 8 coming up. Once more, Gibson.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington,
they run their mark to 6-2 on the year.
And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a